I mean, we are in the presence of a celebrity right now. This is
We are.
She did the Super Bowl commercial with Bill Murray and Jeep.
That's it right there.
This is it. This is the one that started it all.
You planned that.
No, I didn't, but yeah, that's cool.
Could we be in line for something funny to come out of the mouth?
Just might happen. What a little cute.
She's the best.
Everyone deserves to feel their best. Everyone deserves to move their best and not have pain.
I'm a little upset that Ben got like 2 inches taller because he's already tall, dark, and handsome enough.
Culture is something we think about like all the time at Shrookies. You know, we're all coming from different cultures.
Our comments have exploded
Through the roof.
So there you go.
Welcome back to Lancaster Connects. It's Thanksgiving week.
Oh my gosh. It's
Turkey
crazy
time.
to say that.
Put in the comments if you're tuning in. There's a couple things to ask about Thanksgiving dinners. You know, it's become very in vogue to fry your turkey. There's people that smoke their turkeys.
That'll be you.
We're going to try it. There's people. Well, that's just the backup turkey.
Oh,
We're having regular turkey.
oh,
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't risk it all on one new thing.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah,
It's too
yeah.
important.
Okay. Hey, that's a smart plan.
Then there's oven roasting your turkey, and then I've even heard there's electric countertop roasters
Oh my
that
gosh.
apparently do really good. So if you're watching and you're in the comments, let us know how you cook your turkey. And then the most important question:
I know where you're going with this.
where am I going?
In the bird or out of the bird?
Well, first of all, what are we talking about?
Stuffing.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. Stuffing in the bird or out of the bird.
Yeah. See, I have to do gluten-free stuffing. That's just what I have to do.
This guy. This guy. But look, we're grateful for you, our watchers. That's what listeners and watchers do. They watching it.
It's been a few episodes since there's been some new words created. So
Our watchers, we're grateful for you. Now, watching is great. We appreciate you. Listening, we appreciate you as well. So thank you for making this show great. We're like 120 some episodes in at this point. And it's right there. It's on the screen. It is 120 episodes. So thank you. And so, yes, are you watching? Are you watching closely this week? Tell your little boys and little girls after this holiday, Santa Claus is watching, and they better be good.
wow.
So anyway,
It sounds like it should be a word.
it is, yeah. If you want to watch in this show, you
It's
can
a very Dutch. It's you
the Italian guy with the Pennsylvania Dutch. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know-
Watch it.
You know what you just did?
What?
You looed it.
I did.
You Lou Mirabellied it.
I did. Sweet Lou.
Sweet
Yep.
Lou.
You have to know who Sweet Lou is.
Yeah.
Lou is a friend of ours. Great guy. By the way, prayers to his mother. She's not doing well. Sweet Lou, we love you and your family, and hope you're all well during this difficult time. But Lou is a friend of ours, came in to help us throughout some key promotional sales periods while we had our outlet store, and he's a friend of the business, so we care about him. And but Lou would call Wawa Wazers. And he had a few other ones that were really great that don't come to mind. But,
Yeah.
but anyway, back to what I was saying. If you want to watch in the show, you can do that on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. If you want to be the N of watching and listen, you can listen on any podcast platform a week after the show comes out. And so we appreciate you. Comments, we always love them. We love it more if you subscribe and follow on whatever platform you're watching on. So thank you. I'm going to use it. That's the word watching. Mark it. Episode 120. It goes in stone, basically. Digital visual stone watching.
You
We're
might
watching and
you might go viral for that moment.
Mhm. Trying. Looking for a viral moment.
Hey, we've got some sponsors.
We do.
Or a sponsor.
We
had a
do.
sponsor last month.
Mhm.
We have a new sponsor this month. Halfway through, right?
That's right. That's right. And so our neighbors here at 830 Plaza Boulevard, the best of family-owned businesses for mattresses and for high-fashion jewelry, Vanscoy, Maurer, and Bash Diamond Jewelers. They specialize in engagement rings, Rolex, David Yurman, and more of the most desirable designers. They have them in stock at the store. It's holiday season. It's time to shop. I'm sure they've got some great Black Friday specials, but one special that they do have is mention Lancaster Connects in the store, and you're going to get a $100 gift card on good for a $400 or more purchase. And so it's a tremendous savings. If you do some quick math there, if you spend $500, you're going to save about 20%. And so they are a fantastic family-owned business. We love being their neighbor. Please do check them out. Please mention Lancaster Connects, and you'll get that $100 gift card to use on a $400 or more purchase. And you have 1 week left to watch in the show, subscribe in on the contest, and playing along in the contest. I'm trying to make up words, but it's not working. But
you can do some entering in.
You can do some entering in. Yeah. And you could be fixing to win in a week.
I think our guest has left.
So
gone.
We shouldn't have left. This is, we told them there's some tomfoolery.
That's true.
Before.
That's true.
But our contest entries have gone up quite a bit since last week, and we got a last week's push. But please do go. You got 7 days left to win the $200 value diamond pair of earrings. You can enter using Facebook and YouTube and LinkedIn, and give us your name and email, and that's an entry. You can unlock a bunch of other ones, and all the details are on the page, lancasterconnects.com/contest, and you can enter to win that amazing $200 pair of diamond earrings. My wife has a pair of diamond earrings from Vanscoy Maurenbash Diamond Jewelers, and she loves them. She wears them all the time. It's one of those key 6 pieces of jewelry that they will help you to go over. So check them out, Vanscoy Maurenbash Diamond Jewelers.
Great people, great neighbors.
They are.
Yeah,
they
great
really
businesses.
Yep. Yeah, they really are. And so I think now we're ready to bring our guest on. Glenn J. Smith, the ultimate craft beer experience. Welcome, Glenn.
Thank you, guys. Pleasure to be here.
Were you enthralled watching behind the scenes there?
I'm making notes as you were speaking. I'm like, oh, wow, look at
that. New words.
Did you send it into Webster's for us? We'll get it.
Absolutely.
We'll get it listed. Yeah. Get it listed.
Glenn, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for hanging in here through our introduction there. We're going to turn the tables a little bit. Usually we do our connection cocktail after the guest interview, but because we've got a craft beer experience, almost, it's not a cocktail, but maybe we'll have our connection craft beer.
Craft connection.
Craft connection. That's it. Yeah, I like that, craft connection. We'll do that now. How about that?
Changing up the episode right here, right now.
All right. So one question, I think, because it's beer related, right? If you could drink one type of beer for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Wow. Because I'll tell you, I change the styles and the types of beers so often. If I had to have one, I think I'm probably going to go with Bell's Two-Hearted Ale. It's a very nice, easy, low IBU IPA. It's delicious. It's only 7%, so it's not going to knock you on your can too hard. And it goes with just about everything.
And where's Bell's brewed?
They are out of, I believe it's Michigan.
Okay, interesting.
How's it go with turkey?
Delicious.
Good question.
Absolutely delicious. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's got a beautiful little, what's that, a trout on there?
There is a trout.
Yeah. It's a barramundi.
We don't have time for that story. I think it's question number 2 of the
If you ever want to laugh, especially while purchasing a mattress, come in and visit and ask for the hijinks of Jeff and Ben. Anyway, so another question for you, Glenn. What's your most interesting fact that you've learned about beer that you could share with others?
I think, and there's several. One of the things we really enjoy with our craft beer experience is talking about the history of beer. And one of the fascinating things to me is beer has been with us almost as long as civilizations existed. Just a couple of years ago, there was a discovery of beer that was about 15,000 BC and was over in the Middle East. They found remnants of it. Previously to that, we knew beer was as old as 10,000 BC, but it's now at least 15,000 BC, and it's quite amazing that beer has been with us that long. People don't think about that. They think about wine and other things, but it really has been a staple of community for a very long time.
Am I correct in thinking I read one time that ales and beer was really like an essential fluid in daily diet going way back because water purification just wasn't around. There weren't a lot of trusted water sources, and you had to get some liquid into you, and so that was done through beer and through ales and things. Am I correct in that, or
that's right? Correct? Yeah, it is, because one of the steps in the beer making process is you boil your water. So just the act of boiling water kills a lot of contaminants that are in your water. So it was a very healthy source. And then in addition to that, just because of the other ingredients you put in there, different grains, for example, there was a number of healthy benefits to it as well. So it wasn't just drinking water; it was actually getting some vitamins in your system.
Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
What's your favorite activity to do in Lancaster?
I tell you, we were just out at, and the name's going to skip me. Is it? It's a farm over Cherry
Crest Farms.
Cherry Crest Farm. Boy, I don't know how I've missed that. We were out there just around Halloween, and we will definitely be going back with the kids. That was a really neat experience.
How old are your kids?
Unfortunately, they're in high school.
Sorry,
they came willingly.
Yeah, the cool thing about Cherry Crest, there's things to do for the little kids, but I think there's activities for everybody there. Really, really cool place.
There was. We all went down the slides together. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. When you got teenagers do that, that's good. That's good.
I don't think I've ever seen a pumpkin that big, let alone that big getting dropped from a crane.
They do that there. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Like, any idea how many pounds it was?
I wouldn't even fathom. It was almost the size of a small car. It was that big.
That's cool. That's cool. All right, last connection cocktail question. Do you have a quote that you live by or words that you live by?
Yeah, it's craft beer was meant to be experienced. That's something that I really stand by, and I guess I can kind of associate with just about anything. Is life was meant to be experienced. It's you got to get out and you got to do, and it's all about the experience. Whether it's a good result or an end result, it was the experience, and that's what makes it special.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Before we get too much further into our time, relative to experience, I want to just take a quick minute in relation to our sponsor for the show for this month, Van Scoy Mauer and Bash Diamond Jewelers. When we talk about experience, they've got 55 years of experience. Long time, right, Glenn? Long
Absolutely.
time doing business, right? Especially as the same family-owned business. Often that spans 2 generations, and once it starts getting sold off, things can become a little sideways. But they're a 55-year-old family business that ensure that they cater to every need, and they make that shopping experience rewarding and memorable. So please do visit them. They're one of our great sponsors here, vmbjewelers.com online. You can come into the store at 830 Plaza Boulevard, our neighbor right behind Park City Mall. And again, this month we've got a contest with them, lancasterconnects.com/contest for a $200 diamond pair of earrings. And when you visit their store, you'll save $100 when you'll get a $100 gift card when you purchase a $400 gift card. So be sure to check them out. Appreciate you for that. So
look, it's a word. It exists.
Is it really a word?
Or wait, no.
Listening to online radio show and being in a voice chat room at the same time.
I learned something new today, guys. Thank you.
Well done, Chris. Well done.
Glenn, I appreciate you being a part of this inspiration. You can say you were here.
I'm going to tell my grandchildren about this one day.
For this experience, the watching. I love it. See, I am kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's right, Mr. Barramundi.
Hey.
We'll tell the story of Barramundi in the new year, I think. But Glenn, tell us about these experiences. Let's kind of dig into what you do with Ultimate Craft Beer Experience. If life is to be experienced, beer is to be experienced. tell us about how you bring the ultimate craft beer experience through and what it's all about.
Absolutely. So, just about anybody can walk into a bar, walk into a brewery and look up at the board and say, hey, let me have this beer or that beer. And you sit there and you drink it. And that's all fine and good. But there's so much more behind craft beer. There's the story of that beer. There's what's in that beer. So our experiences were designed to teach people about beer. So that, as I said, it's about experiencing the beer. It's about understanding what went into the beer, why this particular style tastes this way or looks this way or smells this way, about how beer is actually made, how this beer is made. And then there's stories. Why is it called this? Or, what's the brewer's background? There's so much more to just the liquid that's in your glass. And that's what we really like to delve into. So when you go on one of our tours, they're all led by our beer guides who are knowledgeable and experienced in the craft beer industry. And as I said earlier, they're going to teach you about beer while you're drinking beer. And that's one of the things that you just can't get on your own.
Yeah.
How did you get your start? I know you're just launched in Lancaster a few weeks ago, so we'll learn about the tour in Lancaster. But you've been doing this for a little bit of time. Can you talk to us about the beginnings of these tours and how they've evolved?
Sure. So I'd probably say almost for 30 years, I've been running around the country. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed doing is looking for small craft breweries. The big guys are great, but I've really always enjoyed the small breweries. So if we were traveling to whatever state, I inevitably be looking up to see what breweries are there and then going to those breweries. And, inevitably, if you go with me, Glenn disappears at some point. It's because I probably found the brewer and I'm in the back talking and hearing stories and asking questions to learn about, what's going on, why did this happen? So over the years, it just kind of was what we did. And then fast forward to, I guess it was probably the mid 2000s. And I live over in York, and I was part of the York City revitalization. And one of the things that came out of that was the very first brewery in New York since the 1940s. And then another brewery opened up and another brewery opened up and so on and so forth. And this is a story we've seen all around the country of this blossoming of the craft beer industry. And having been somebody who understands the power of craft beer tourism, you talk about Asheville or you talk about Fort Collins or you talk about Portland. I started looking around going, man, somebody really should be talking about all the craft beer that we have here in central Pennsylvania. And I was at Squeaky Wheel, and my better half, Chrissy, she eventually told me just to either shut the hell up or do something about it. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to do something about it. So I kind of pulled together all of these experiences that I had over the last 30 years and put together what I thought was the ultimate craft beer experience with the hope that there were other people like me out there. Because frankly, I made the tour for me. Right. what I kind of would want to experience. And, the bet's paid off that there's a lot of people that enjoy this experience. So that's where it came from.
So what is it? I see a number of things listed there. Walking tour. I think I saw a picture of a bus there. Are there different types of experiences that people can take advantage of?
There absolutely are. So as I mentioned, I live in York. So of course, that's where we started, start where your family and friends are. And we started off with a walking tour in New York City. Shortly after that, we added on our very first brew bus. And all of our experiences, we wind up visiting 3 different breweries. You'll sample 12 different beers. You'll go back in the brew house. We'll show you how beer is made. Often we have the brewers participating on our tours, so you get to meet them and hear their stories. And then we throw in a lot of local history and local anecdotes as well. So we started off with the walking tour in New York City. We added on a brew bus to go around York County. We added on a second brew bus, which hit Hanover, Pennsylvania, which is Snacktown, USA, which is a really cool little town with some amazing beer. Plus, they have an open container policy, which is great because you can walk down the street with a beer in your hand, which is fun. And then shortly after that, we wound up creating something called Ales on the Rails. So Ales on the Rails is a collaboration that we've done with the Northern Central Railway, which is out of New Freedom, Pennsylvania. And Ales on the Rails is a 3-hour train ride where you hop on board with our beer guides, and we wind up sampling 10 different beers along the way, and they're all themed events. So back in October, we had our Oktoberfest. Over the summer, we had a summer bash. We've had St. Patty's Day parties. And I personally curate all the beers for those themed events. So they are not your typical beers. You're going to wind up finding a really excellent selection of beers along the way for those particular themes. And that's been quite the event. Those are near sellouts every time, with about 100 people on board, which is fun. And then this last month, we expanded into Lancaster in celebration of our 5-year anniversary with a walking tour in Lancaster City with a brew bus coming shortly.
Love it. Cool. Before we go into the Lancaster expansion, because we definitely want to hear more about that, obviously being Lancaster Connects, I like how you are bringing in like the railway, bringing in those other business. I'm sure there's other businesses involved with the railway, because you don't just go buy a railway, right? It's not Monopoly where you're buying Reading Railroad. Although if anybody could make that happen to be Mr. Watchening, I'd make it happen. But talk about what that was like. I mean, talk about your with the walking tours. You must be bringing other businesses in, maybe some restaurant stops, some snack stops. Talk about what that's like, and bringing other businesses in, and the value that your business, Brewery Tours, has for others.
I think that's a really great question, because when we created the tour, it was supposed to be tourism related. You know, it was great that everybody who lives here can experience it, and we do get an awful lot of locals in the region to come on these tours. But at the end of the day, I wanted this to be something that told the rest of the country, rest of the world, if you will, you know, you got to come and see this amazing craft beer scene, because you know, everybody's heard the big destinations, you know, the Ashevilles and the Fort Collinses and the Portlands. But Central Pennsylvania is an amazing craft beer scene. Today, we have over 90 breweries here in South Central Pennsylvania. Wow. And nobody's really been talking about it. And we kind of took that mantle and said, you know what, we're going to be the cheerleader, you know, for this. There are just so many amazing breweries. You got to come. So we've been very fortunate with our marketing that we've been able to reach around the country and tell people about this. And today, about 60% of the people that come on our tours are not from here. So we work very closely with the area hotels and the restaurants and the other attractions, because one of the phrases we like to use is come for the beer, stay for the ... You know, stay for the history, stay for the art, you know, stay for, you know, the train, you know, stay for, you know, whatever that is, because we want them to come here and we want them to stay here and experience this whole entire place. So it's not about us. It's about the collective us.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Have you, just out of curiosity, because I've done the train ride out of Jim Thorpe. So there's the train there that goes north and then back to the Jim Thorpe, town of Jim Thorpe. But then there's a rail connection from Reading up to Jim Thorpe. Have you looked about that connection at all?
Yeah, so we're in the process of speaking with a number of other railroads. One of the things that we've done. What's that?
Is this breaking news?
It's don't tell anybody. It's still in the process, but we're actually tomorrow we're meeting with a railroad whose name shall not be mentioned at the moment.
Fantastic.
To expand that footprint. But one of the things that we've done is you know, because of Northern Central Railway. And in respect to them, and we'll certainly extend the courtesy with the other organizations that we work with, is we don't want them too close together, because they're kind of eating the same market space.
Yeah.
But it's something that we're really looking to expand to as many railroad systems as possible. And in fact, I can give you guys a little breaking news on this one. I think it's been inked. I think it's a done deal now. We just don't have the dates set. Is we're going to be taking to the water next summer. So we got railroads, we got buses. Was it trains, planes, and automobiles?
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yeah. So we've got trains. We haven't done planes. I don't know if that's going to happen. Buses cover the automobile, but we're going to get a boat. So we are going to be working with the Pride of the Susquehanna up in Harrisburg, and we are creating something called Sips on the Susquehanna next summer. So stay tuned.
Say that 5 times fast, especially after your 5th beer.
That's right.
So, Glenn, let's talk about the Lancaster walking tour first. Can you give us a preview of what that looks like and what are the participating brewers? And
absolutely. Yeah. So, one of the things I think is really great, I love history. Beer may be my number one passion, but history isn't far below it. And, when you look at Lancaster, and it was the same experience that I had with York, there's so much history. Lancaster has seen so many things, and it's been the center of so many things over the years. And actually, from a beer standpoint, Lancaster has been at the forefront of beer for a very long time. There was actually some statistics that I looked at when I was doing my research about Lancaster, dating back to the 1700s, around 1777 to about 1810. Lancaster was producing about 7% of the entire country's beer supply. There was a lot happening in Lancaster, and there still is a lot happening in Lancaster. So, it was something that was on my radar for a very long time, in creating this, that we have to be in Lancaster. It was a matter of getting our feet under us with our other experiences. And then the time was just right to let's go to Lancaster. So right now we have a walking tour, as I mentioned, and we'll visit 3 breweries in the downtown area. We are working with Rural City. We have Our Town Brewery. One of the most interesting ones I find is Isaac's, and I love those guys over there. It's if I wound up meeting their manager at a tourism event. It was probably back last year, I guess, and he had approached me. And he said, "Hey, you're Glenn with Brewery Tours." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "My boss has been wanting to get us on the tour." And I said, "Why?" So you guys make sandwiches.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, they make really good sandwiches.
Right.
I love the pickles. I love pickles.
And he said, well, we make beer too. I go, "No, you don't." And I kind of walked away going, this guy's just yanking my chain. But he followed over. He goes, "No, I'm serious. We have our own brewery." And I'm like, "Well, all right." We went up scheduling the time to go over, and I've told him this story, so I'm not talking out of school, but I didn't have high expectations, and because they're a sandwich shop.
Right.
So I walked in and I looked at the board, and I wound up picking a couple beers, a couple 5-ounce pours, and I tried the first one. I'm like, that's pretty good. And then I tried the second one. I'm like, huh. And by the time
guys know what they're doing.
Son of a gun. You know what? Isaac's is making pretty damn good beer, and so they were a must-have on the tour, because I think from a customer standpoint, if you could put your shoes in, on the tour is, okay, let's say we started at Rural City Brewery. It's a brewery. Everybody understands it's a brewery. Good beer, excellent beer. And then we walk you up to Isaac's, and the response you just had, you're like, "Why are we at Isaac's?" And then all of a sudden you go in and you're like, "Wow, wait a minute. This is not what I expected." I think it's a really interesting twist, for the tour. But in addition to those guys, we've got the folks over at Columbia Kettle Works with their second year location. And how could I forget the folks at Artifice with through their meadery over around the corner with some hatchet throwing.
It's cool. I saw that picture pop up there. So combining beer and sharp objects. Love it.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Thank God there's a waiver you saw.
Trifecta.
Right. So
real quick, what's the difference between beer and mead?
Well, mead is honey based, whereas beer is grain based. That's one of the major differences. They're both fermentables, meaning that there's going to be yeast that goes in there and eats the sugar and produces the alcohol, but that's the primary difference between the two.
Man, them honeybees just have been doing good for a long time for the world.
Right.
That's why we have to be nice to our bee friends. That's right.
That's right.
So Glenn, at each stop, obviously you go in, you learn a little bit about the brewery, maybe do a little tour, and then you sample the different beers that are available. Is that generally what you do? And maybe an hour
we'll
each
take
spot?
you in. We'll usually be meeting with somebody from the brewery, either the brewer or one of their staff members, to talk about the brewery a little bit. We'll wind up sampling 4 or 5 ounce pours at each stop, talking about those beers, learning about those beers. We usually work hand in hand with the breweries in selecting the beer list that we have, because we don't want it to all be IPAs or all stouts or all sours. And quite often I'll look at there and go, ooh, that's an interesting style. And maybe somebody has a Gosa, or they have some type of farmhouse saison. There's something that may not be a beer that you have ever had before, ever heard of before, may not have selected if it was up to you, because we really want to expand your experience. So when you walk into a brewery and you see 25 beers up on the board and you go, I have no idea what half of that stuff is. After the tour, you're going to have a pretty good idea of what's up on the board.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Question for you. So this is a debate that he's moved to Alabama, so I don't have to really deal with him anymore. My brother-in-law, he tries to be like prove you right kind of guy. And so around these parts, when we all order a lager, what beer is that?
It's a Yingling, of course.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so my question to you is, can a brewery, and Yingling is still family owned, correct? From what I understand?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Pottsville. And so can a family brewery, can a beer maker claim, in your opinion, that title? Can they own lager? Can they own a Pilsner?
That's interesting, because I don't know if you know this or not. I'm actually a lawyer by trade. So we're kind of getting into copyright here now. So intellectual property, which I don't practice in, okay, just to throw that disclosure out there. I guess hypothetically they could. There's been so many product over the years, that we call something. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that would chapstick. Like, hey, do you have some chapstick? And we just generically call it that anymore, right? But it's a brand. But Kleenex,
Xerox, Coke.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah.
You go down south, you ask for a Coke, they say, what flavor?
I know. I had that experience with Yingling down in Nashville a couple of years ago. That's loud, noisy bar down on Broadway. And I yelled at the guy, I said, let me have a lager. And he goes, what? And I said, a lager. He goes, yeah, what beer do you? And we probably went back and forth a good 6-8 times. And then all of a sudden I went, Yingling, please.
Yeah, we're not in Pennsylvania anymore.
Yeah.
Love that.
Hey, Glenn, you're launching the bus tour. What do you call the beer bus?
So it's our brew bus.
Brew bus. I knew it was BB. I got the.
Don't get it wrong with the lawyer. We'll get a letter in the mail.
Brew bus. So in Lancaster, do you go outside of Lancaster City and hit some further out places? What do you have planned for that?
Conceptually for the model is the walking tours happen in the city, and we bring the bus in after we get the walking tour up and running, which is designed to hit around the county. So, Lancaster, by my count, has about 40 breweries in the county, which is awesome. So there's lots of breweries to play with. The only trick then becomes is we don't want to be driving too far between point A and point B. That doesn't make for a great experience, as fun as the buses are. But we're going to have some real fun planning out how that works, and probably do some rotating around the county so we can experience a lot of different breweries.
That's cool. When do you plan to launch that?
I would suspect it'll probably be by next summer.
Cool. Nice.
There's my old stomping grounds as a kid, Reamstown, Pennsylvania. There's a brewery right in the square of Reamstown, which is a four-way stop.
Is that rural city over there?
It might be. Is that
Okay.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Yeah. Well, they're on your list here in Lancaster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Like, I used to ride my skateboard and like do an ollie off of their railing, but it wasn't their building. It was shut down, run down. Nobody was in it, so nobody cared. I was a miscreant youth contributing to the fray of Reamstown, and now rural cities come in to save it.
Yeah, but that's been kind of one of the really interesting side effects of the craft beer industry is they're the ones that go into those rundown warehouses and bring them back to life, get them back on the payroll, start building community back up. There's been just so many positive effects that the craft beer industry has had all across the country.
Yeah. I mean, Reamstown was a town you lived in. Now you get to go drink beer there and have a good dinner.
That's great.
So, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So what's next? I mean, what other events do you have coming up? What are you excited about here, maybe over the winter and as we turn into the spring? What can people look forward to?
Well, I'm really looking forward to that Sips on the Susquehanna. I think that's going to be a really interesting ride. I believe we're going to be doing 5 different events between May and October of next year. I'm always excited for the Ales on the Rails. Those are just so much fun. If you can imagine 100 people on a train for 3 hours. Last time for the Oktoberfest, we all had our lederhosen on, running up and down the train. It was a blast. It's one of those things you just really, really look forward to. It's not work at all, but those are some of the events we really enjoy doing.
That's cool. Hey, Glenn, I was wondering. So, do you give these tours? Are you like the tour leader, or do you have people that do that?
I don't do as many as I used to. That was kind of one of the trade-offs to save the house, so to speak. It was like you need to start doing less tours because it is a lot of work. I will certainly say that I put several hours in every single day regarding this, in addition to my normal full-time job. So we currently have a stable of 6 beer guides. We are looking to hire more. Cool. These are the men and women that take you out and teach you about beer. So if you have more than just a love of craft beer, because I love to drink craft beer. Well, that's great, but you need to have a little bit more than just that. Give us a shout out, and we're happy to talk. But those are the people that I rely on to run these tours. And one of the things I'm really thrilled about, because I do personally train each of them, that over 5 years in operation, we've maintained a 5-star rating.
That's great. Yep.
It's a passion, and fortunately it comes through. It's not just, we're going to a brewery. It's we love what we do, and it's shown.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was actually just talking with a business owner friend of mine. She's out in Las Vegas and has, dune buggies, not SUVs, ATVs. I guess you could drive a Jeep Wagoner and there's sand, but it's not that much fun. But, ATVs, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, things like that. And she was talking about how her tour guides aren't quite getting it. And so I was given some advice there. And so the guide really does make the tour. Is there anything about your guides, like as a whole, you look for that your guests can expect to get from them to enhance the experience?
Absolutely. That's a great question. They're the face of the operation. They're the people that make or break, our tour. Because, again, anybody can walk in and anybody can have a beer. It's getting that special something is what it's all about. So first of all, they're all people persons. They love being with people, so they're not going to be that wallflower. But they all have some level of experience in the brewing industry, whether they work for a brewery, whether they are a brewer, whether they are a home brewer. They all have that connection that they know, they understand beer and can speak about it on any level. Whether you're a novice, we can talk about the basics all day long. If you're a home brewer, we get into the weeds with you. It's whatever that particular group needs or wants to hear. We're able to convey that.
Yeah,
that's cool. I'm wondering about the booking a tour process. Where do we book? How much does it cost? What do you get? What does that investment get? Do you have to buy your own beers on these tours? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So all of our booking is done online, with the exception of group and charters. I'll mention that afterwards. But all of our tours are done online on our website, which is ultimatecraftbeerexperience.com. You can go to our website, click on book here. You'll have all of the various options that are currently available. Click on that. You can pick up some crafty merchandise if you're so inclined. We have hats and T-shirts and koozies and stickers and glasses and I don't know what else, but we got a bunch of stuff. But you can do all of your booking online. So there's some of our options right there. And I think we have it calendared out for, I think, all of 2024 right now. So if you're looking to book something down the line, you're able to do that as well. If you're a group of 10 or more, you can book your own charter event. So that's a private event, whether it's our walking tour, whether it's on the brew bus, and that you can simply give us a call or you can email us. Our email is info@ultimatecraftbeerexperience.com. Phone number is 717-660-0767. And you'll wind up talking to me. And, one of the things we really enjoy about the custom charters is we can pretty much do anything you want to do. In the past, we've included wineries, distilleries. We've thrown in other events where we've gone bowling. We've done axe throwing. We've included other attractions. Like over in York, we did the Colonial Complex, and we had a guide from the History Center over here talk about York's role in the American Revolution. Throw dinner in or lunch. The charter's sky's the limit. It's what you want to do. We can probably make it happen for you. So from a pricing standpoint, all of our tours include the beer. If you wanted to purchase something in addition, that's on the customer, but it is an all-inclusive ticket. The walking tours are $79 and the brew buses are $99.
That's cool.
very good. And I'd imagine with your charters, like let's say you're a company who wants to do an employee appreciation day or night, a team building event, appreciation time, a contest winning prize. If you've got a larger group of people to bring, your charters could be ideal for that, right?
That's absolutely right. So our buses, they hold 16 people. We have 4. So whatever that adds up to, if it's
64.
So thank you. Wow, that was good. Nice. All right. So
Not just about watching.
We accommodate fairly large groups, and we've done and are doing. In fact, December, I think we have about half of the slots are filled up already with corporate events, where they're all employee, or we even have a couple customer appreciation events. We have a financial institution that takes their top customers out, and that's kind of their treat for being loyal to them through the course of the year. So yeah, those are excellent things. And I don't know about you guys, in your past, but corporate events, holiday parties are usually not the most fun things. You don't want to act up around the boss, and it's kind of stuffy, or not a lot of fun. Is coming on one of ours, well, everybody lets their guard down, and we have a really fun, nice time.
You just put all the bosses on one bus and everybody else on the other ones.
Exactly.
So, Glenn, are you a brewer yourself? You talked about 30 years of touring the country and visiting breweries, but at home, do you brew beer yourself?
I do. I kind of felt, a while back that it was one of those things you just kind of had to do, because, to really start to understand it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So it's something I really enjoy. In fact, I was kind of giggling that you guys in the beginning of the cast was talking about what turkeys you like, and somebody mentioned about the deep fryer, and that's how I make my beer. I use the deep fryer.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't use turkeys in it anymore. It's strictly for beer.
I wonder. So the road that I live on is called Ridings Way, and there's now a Ridings Way Brew Club, and it's like a bunch of my neighbors. I'm not in the club, although I've been invited.
It's a lot that happens over on
I
Ridings Way.
know. And I think that's what they use, because they're always like, boiling in these fryers.
Yeah, I thought I was being clever to do that, and all of a sudden I found out, everybody does it. So
That's cool. So what's your favorite beer to make?
I really enjoy the IPAs.
Okay.
One of the fun things with IPAs, well, there's a lot of different varieties of IPAs, but
Sure.
One of the things they all do is they're all typically featuring hops. And with an IPA, one of the neat things about hops is you can use a wide variety of different types of hops and put them in at all different times in the boiling process. So there's a lot of playing around that goes with it, and it's kind of almost like matching different flavors. So I enjoy the process, particularly with the IPAs.
Have you ever made anything that just bombed, like undrinkable?
I'll tell you, I've been lucky.
That's great. That's great.
I don't claim to be a master of anything.
Yeah.
It's yeah, but it's all been. I haven't thrown any out. They've all
That's
been
good.
drinkable.
Hey,
Very good.
this is not beer, by the way. This is coffee.
Don't tell them that. Anyway, Glenn, this has been a lot of fun. Really appreciate you stopping by the show. Appreciate you bringing what you do to Lancaster. Just another layer of fun and experience that makes Lancaster great. And thanks for being a part of it, bringing other businesses into it. And really, it's not just about showcasing what you do. It's about showcasing our great city, our great region and regions, and connecting all of that together. So thank you for that. We really appreciate you.
My pleasure. We are thrilled to be in Lancaster. Absolutely thrilled.
And so you go to ultimatecraftbeerexperience.com to learn everything that's going on. You could call at 717-660-0767. And if you want to email, info@ultimatecraftbeerexperience.com. And you'll get a hold of Glenn and his team there at Brewery Tours. If you've got something for your company, for your customers, for your clients that you want to put together, you can do a charter. They've got 4 buses. You can take 64 people there. And if you have more than 64, you could do probably, I guess, a Saturday event and a Sunday event. And yeah, I'm sure you'd welcome that, right?
Figure it out. I should probably mention we do gift cards too. So if you don't know what to get somebody this holiday season, gift cards.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Love it. So, Glenn, thank you so much. We appreciate you stopping by the show. Go to the Ultimate Craft Beer Experience or ultimatecraftbeerexperience.com to learn more. Brewery Tours, Glenn, thank you so much. Appreciate your time today.
My pleasure. Cheers, gentlemen.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that very much. We should have toasted with something. You're the only one who can toast. We'll pretend to drink it. So yeah, very good. We love having a variety of guests on. It's always fun to see new and interesting businesses and people bring new great experiences to the show. What's cool about Lancaster is you've got people that come in new, you've got people that have been here a while. One of those people that have been here a while, as we said earlier in the show, 55 years, Van Scoy, Maurer and Bass Diamond Jewelers, they're like the consummate jewelry professionals. And so whether you're looking for a gorgeous engagement ring, by the way, if you've been following their social as of late, I have, and I've seen a bunch of young couples getting engaged. And when you get a diamond from them, there's a little photography option that can come along with it. And, to help celebrate that moment. So whether it's a gorgeous engagement ring that shines from across the room or a piece of jewelry to celebrate a milestone anniversary, my wife and I's first date's coming up. It was December 3rd, day before her birthday. Their family-owned business is here to help you find that perfect gift, right? And maybe that perfect gift, it has a little investment tied to it. Well, they're going to save you some money. Mention Lancaster Connects in the store, and they're going to give you a $100 gift card, good for any purchase $400 or more. And so take them up on that. We'd love for you to do that. It helps us gain more new sponsors for the show, helps us perpetuate the good we're doing here with the show. Our sponsors give you a great savings offer, like a $100 gift card when you purchase something $400 or more. And they've even given back to you with the contest that we have this month. You can win a $200 diamond pair of earrings. Just go to lancasterconnects.com/contest to enter and learn more. It's up for one more week. We'll announce the winner, I guess, next week here on the show. Is that right? Or will we do it?
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have the prize-elator all queued up.
That's right.
And give that baby a spin.
That's right. And so, yeah, that's that part of the show.
Yeah.
If you want to be a guest on the show, you go to lancasterconnects.com/guest, fill out the form, and we will make sure that you're a good fit. And if so, we'll get you on the show. If you're a company, a business, a charity, somebody that has news for the good of the community, there's a tab on our website at lancasterconnects.com. It's called Be on the Show. You can fill that form out, and we'll share your news. Try to give us a few weeks so we can promote it in time for you, and then and we'll let you know, and you can then share out our time that we mentioned you here on the show. You can share that part of the show out with your people. So we'd be happy to do that. That's all right on the website, lancasterconnects.com. Be on the show.
Yes, we're there. Looking for guests for 2024. We're actually booked through January.
Yeah, it's nice. We don't have to turn the new year and then scramble. We don't have to turn right back from the holidays. Be like, oh, we need a guest for Monday. No, we're ready to go.
Yep.
We're rocking and rolling. Lancaster Connects has become a well-oiled machine.
That's right.
You've been watching it happen.
To do it.
Yeah, you've been watching it happen. Speaking of watching, and you can be participating and winning and donating. We've got another contest going on. This is our $500 Visa gift card contest. And so the way this one's working, you just bring a non-perishable food item into the store, drop it off, and you get a entry per every one food item into our gift card contest. And so we're going to run that through December 17th. So still a few weeks to go on that one. But Kay Smith was a large contributor to the last one. She won a gift card to a gas and grocery store of her choice. And that was the last one we did. So this one is running now. Again, bring in any non-perishable food item, just drop it off. We'll give you an entry into the contest, and we'll draw that winner here before Christmas. And that's a $500 Visa gift card. Great for holiday shopping. Great for Christmas shopping. Great for buying jewelry at Van Sequoia Maurer and Bash Diamonds, or maybe some of what we sell right behind us.
Could be 5 brew bus tours.
Or that. Exactly. Love it.
With a few dollars left over.
That's right. 100%. And so winding into, you have your testimonial already?
I do have a testimonial.
Why don't you do that? I feel like I've been speaking for a little bit. We'll break it up.
Pull this up here. So one of our sales associates just celebrated a birthday this past week, Mr. Chad. Mr. Chad Burkhart does a fantastic job here, and he also got a review within the last few days here on Google from Jasmine. She says, my husband and I were very pleased with the service and quality of care we received walking into Gardner's. Chad was very knowledgeable and had the perfect balance of assisting us, yet giving us space to try the products. We will definitely share our positive experience with family and friends. So a lot of times people don't, or they're not excited about shopping for a mattress because they feel like salespeople are just on them, right? Like just attack at the door and, they have to be watching them, laying down and follow them around the showroom or lead them around the showroom, whatever. Obviously, we will give you as much education as we can and guide you through the mattress buying process. But if at some point you probably just want to lay there and experience a bed, and we encourage that, lay there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We have people that spend hours here. Totally cool. We don't have to stand next to you the entire time.
We don't do this.
Very happy to give you space to end the time to make the right decision the first time.
We don't do that. you can feel that uncomfortableness
Although-
coming through the screen.
Although over the years we've had people that like maybe there's somebody that's shopping by themselves and they're like they wanted to like like, hey, can you lay down next to me to make sure I don't feel that movement, like from side to side. I've had people ask, can I climb into bed? Yeah, sure, I'll help out in that way. We'll do that if asked.
We had a celebrity once, rhymes with Schmaler Schmidt, come in, and I got to do that. And so,
what are you, Travis Kelce? One of the Kelce, you're the third Kelce.
yeah, we'll stop that one there before the lawyers get involved. We just had a lawyer on the show.
That's
for
right.
crying out loud. No, that never happened. I was just joking, and I didn't use the real name. But no, the point being, we're going to make this a fun experience, no pressure, and please know that the hijinks stay here in the podcast studio only. So that's that. My sleep better tip actually ties into brewery tours. So, a lot of people think if they drink a little excess, they'll actually sleep better because it zonks them out, right? So you tie one on, you pass out. That's a good thing.
It's not a good thing.
Not a good thing. It's not really a good thing overall, but it's really not a good thing to think that I'm going to drink maybe a beer or a glass of wine to help relax. Well, you are going to relax. The problem is the rest of your body relaxes, those muscles and other organs in your body that need to start working at night to rejuvenate, restore, replenish, flush. You've kind of thrown them out of their natural rhythm. And so if you can, try to stay away from drinking at the end of the day, at the end of night, because you're going to kind of throw off what your body needs to do, and you're going to wake up not feeling as great as you could have been. And so that's my sleep better tip. We've got lots of great sleep better tips, hygiene, routine, all around sleep. So you can wake up, be happy, be productive right here in our community. That's our purpose. It's why we do what we do. We'll mail you a book, Sleep Better. We'll mail that to you. GardnersMattressandMore.com/sleep-better. That's where you go to get your own copy, and we'll put that in the mail. We mail them out every day, and we'd love to mail yours tomorrow. So GardnersMattressandMore.com/sleep-better. We've got the gas and grocery gift card going on. Come in and bring us a food item. You can go to LancasterConnects.com/contest, win a diamond pair of earrings. It's Black Friday. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Of course, we're participating in all the fanfare of Black Friday-ness and shopping. So we've got double deals. We've got financing offers, free size upgrades where you save up to $500. We've got some clearance items that we just tagged today. So great time to shop for a mattress and invest in that better sleep. We'd love to help you. So please do come in, and you can learn more about all the sales that we have going on at GardnersMattressandMore.com/sales. We've got our contest information on there for the Visa gift card, and all of the other sales info we've got on there too. So we'd love to be able to help you out this weekend. It's a great time to invest in new sleep. Vendors have great specials. We put great specials together. And thank you. We'd love to see you in the store.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yes.
No matter how you do your bird or your stuffing.
Yeah, yes. Look, everybody has a right.
Family.
Everybody has a right to cook their bird and stuffing as they see fit. It doesn't make it that it's appropriate. Just saying.
Yep. Do you have a favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Yeah, it's stuffing in the bird.
Okay.
That's the way it's done. It's stuffing in the bird. You get all the juicy goodness.
Yep.
Okay, and I know some people say it takes the juice away.
Okay.
But proper basting helps with that. Okay. Putting your bread in moist already.
That's the key.
Butter it up.
Uh-huh.
Mix it up with the sauteed onions and peppers. Maybe some little diced carrots.
Oh. Wait, you guys writing this down?
Mix it all in there.
Recipe.
See, it's not going to suck the moisture out if there's already moisture in.
Oh. That's
stuffing in the bird. Oven roasted. We're going to try smoking one, though, and we'll see what happens.
So, real quick, I know we're out of time, but what do you expect to be the difference from a smoked bird?
I think smoking is all about low temperature, long duration. Yeah. So as it said, low and slow. So I think the difference there is it's just going to be a little more smoky, like smoked turkey breasts for like deli meat.
Right.
So I think it's just going to have that feel, that flavor. Plus, it's just fun. I like using it. It's fun to cook things and try different things.
You're going to bring me in a little bit of Smoked turkey
I've
on Monday.
done that. I've been known to, right? I
Yeah.
bring in briskets, ribs. I've not yet done a pork shoulder. I got to do that.
Good
Still
stuff.
new to it.
Good stuff.
So yeah, that's what we'll do. Enjoy your turkey, y'all. Make sure you're watching in some football. You got Lions and Packers on Thursday.
Yeah.
That's a great game. That's a good.
Maybe the Lions will win Thanksgiving Day game.
It's a good tradition for watching some football on Thursday. And it is Monday. Go Eagles.
Big game tonight.
Fly Eagles fly tonight. That's right, baby.
Big game.
Let's go. We'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects. Till the next connection, take care.